Oklahoma veterans. You served your country honorably once while you wore the cloth of our nation. We are asking you to wear it again proudly as a member of the American Legion of Oklahoma. The American Legion is part of the nation's largest and most influential network of veterans, families, and communities, from budget hearings to baseball diamonds, from combat outposts to children's hospitals. Together, we make a difference. The American Legion provides life-changing assistance and guidance for veterans, military personnel, their families, and communities in thousands of ways each and every day around the world. Help comes in the form of personal assistance, cash grants, donated goods, disaster relief, labor, networking, volunteerism, and advocacy. The American Legion is for God and country, but the American Legion is also for you. Please contact a local post today.
Hey Tokelahoma, it's Tracy, and we have Larry here in the bunker with us. Thank you for coming in.
Well, thank you so much, Tracy. Larry, the man on weed, and it's a pleasure to be here at the bunker for my first inaugural, even though first inaugural is, they say you can't say first and inaugural.
Okay, so
right, right. It's the inaugural, which means first, which is the. But it's a pleasure to be here. We've got a ton of different things that we're going to cover and things like that. Tell me how you started Tokelahoma, the program first. Give me a little bit of.
All right, so Tokelahoma. My buddy Will, right? We're both Air Force veterans. So he invited me to this protest because he wanted to fight a protest before HB 2272. They were trying to put licensings on business caps for growers and businesses and small businesses in the cannabis industry. And so I messaged Tokelahoma and I said, hey, I want to help. Well, Will said, hey, Tokellahoma's me. So Will had this grassroots type movement about cannabis around 788, hadn't touched it in years, pushed it to me. I just kept sharing it and sharing it and sharing it. We met each other at the protest. We had, about 100 people come out. I met you there. It was a great time. And then from there, it's just, you've seen it all.
Oh, that's really the inception of it, right there at that
that's it.
meeting.
Yeah, so it's just like Will behind the scenes, and that's it. And then Moto and you.
That's incredible. The concept is great, especially coming from the name. I've been using the name for so long because everything is, in my world, is related to weed. Yes. You know, like sometimes you might play that Van Halen, you know, beautiful girl, and then everybody says, instead of saying girl, say squirrel in the song, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, so I always try to bring the toke into there. And so Tokellahoma's been in my repertoire for a long time. And so it's great to see the program and be a part of it. We're going to do some unique things here, right? It's not just a regular old weed show, because we could certainly do that.
Yeah.
But you've got an interesting aspect of what you do and part of how you and Will have your commonality there.
So veterans. So we were voluntold a lot in the military to do things all the time. Hey, go do this, right? So now that we're out, I still like volunteering all the time. So I get to choose what I get to do. And one thing I love to do is American. So it's chartered by Congress.
Okay.
It has been for about 100 years.
Okay.
Right? And so it's like a family to me.
What actually is the American Legion? Because I always think of these like French quarters or something like that with guys with, you know, like they're the American Legion and they show up in the desert somewhere and they got these long guns and they're, you know, so I don't know what the American Legion is.
All right, I'm going to read it.
Okay.
There's lots of jeans there, there's lots of guns there, there's lots of leather jackets, and there's lots of knowledge. Okay? Lots of coffee too. Hopefully some barrage coffee. Anyways, the American Legion is the nation's largest and most powerful organization of U.S. wartime veterans and their families. Today, it counts nearly 2 million members who support their communities in more than 12,000 posts across the U.S. and worldwide. Since inception by Congress in 1919, the American Legion has delivered substantial improvements for the veterans, families, and communities. So basically, it is a bunch of veterans doing a bunch of community service.
There you go, continuing the service that they had in
Yes.
the official capacity serving in one of the services now. And it's everybody. There's not an American Legion, Air Force, Navy, or anything like that. It's like everybody in one.
Yeah, well, there is some branches, so there are some wives. There's the auxiliary with wives, and they just changed it to spouses 2 years ago. So the female, if they don't have a husband and they want a veteran, they can be in the auxiliary. So that just changed. And then they have the sons, which are the sons, the sons of people who served in the military, and then they have the riders. So those are usually the veterans who ride motorcycles.
That's pretty awesome.
It is.
And so one of the things that we're doing is we're introducing more and more cannabinoids into that,
Yes.
which is how we get all together, which comes out to be Tokelahoma.
Right, and so yesterday we had a job fair, and so when we were at the American Legion, we have veterans from 20-something to 95 is our oldest veteran there, Lee.
Wow.
So we have just a different set of skill set in each generation, and your voice is heard. So it's just different. And there was a dispensary owner there. There were people who use cannabis there. There are older generation men who are curious about cannabis. So it's just a good group of men, mostly men it is. There's a couple ladies. Linda Steele. So did you get to meet her at the cookout?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay.
Possibly.
She was the first female artillery woman in the state of Oklahoma.
Wow.
Yeah. I'll have to brag on her.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, as we go further into it, probably a lot of the reason there's not a lot of women in there is the percentage of women serving is certainly going up today versus it was when some of these old dogs, run around there. So, and there's posts, right? You go to a post, right?
So I go to the American Legion Post 12. We like to call ourselves Team 12. And you should come out. We are at, the address. I think it's 6101 Northwest 50th Street, War Acres. I will put it in the comments. That's in War Acres again. And come out every Wednesday from 07:30 to 10 o'clock and coffee with a veteran. You can be a business, you can be a citizen, you can be a veteran, you can be family, whatever. You just want to talk with a veteran, come out and have some coffee.
And I think that might be just a perfect time for us to go get a cup of coffee.
Sounds good to me.
All right. We'll be right back.
Oklahoma veterans. You served your country honorably once while you wore the cloth of our nation. We are asking you to wear it again proudly as a member of the American Legion of Oklahoma. The American Legion is part of the nation's largest and most influential network of veterans, families, and communities, from budget hearings to baseball diamonds, from combat outposts to children's hospitals. Together, we make a difference. The American Legion provides life-changing assistance and guidance for veterans, military personnel, their families, and communities in thousands of ways each and every day around the world. Help comes in the form of personal assistance, cash grants, donated goods, disaster relief, labor, networking, volunteerism, and advocacy. The American Legion is for God and country, but the American Legion is also for you. Please contact a local post today.
Hey, Tokelahoma, we're back.
We're back. Larry Reedman on weed and Tracy Diane here on Tokelahoma, bringing you some of the greatest weed content, veteran content.
And we have breaking news, libertarian content.
Libertarian content, even better. Now that Moto's out of the room, we can talk libertarian.
Yes.
So,
well, we have our candidate for governor.
that's super awesome.
Natalie Bruno.
Natalie Bruno. But the thing about the Libertarian candidate is, when you just told me that, because I just got the breaking news myself, is it didn't matter to me.
Right.
Because the principles are always the same. We go on principles and not personalities.
Right.
It's not about
Giving freedom back to people.
Yeah, it's a principle. It's not the Natalie Bruno, is that her name?
Yes.
She's going to carry the libertarian torch,
Yes.
which our principles are always the same. Is leave us alone, and we'll leave everybody else alone. How about that? Right?
And we're in a very red state, but we're in a very conservative state, and some of those go along with it, and so I feel like it's definitely a huge way to grow the Libertarian Party with her as our candidate, because she's gonna relate to different crowd of people.
Yeah.
She's
And-
38, a
Wow.
mom,
Wow.
a director of marketing and business. You know, she's on nonprofits. She's out in her community.
Oklahoma women, actually women all over the world, are phenomenal. I can't
He's
say
right.
enough. I can't say enough about women. I'm on the way over here. I'm thinking, what do we say? What do we say? That goes through your mind. Of course, we haven't said any of the things that I thought we would say, but here's a great time to think of one of those. Was I wanted to thank the working with women in my life. I worked with my mom for the first 18.
Okay.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah.
Mom's rock and all
I have
that.
two boys, so.
My beautiful wife for 41 years together, and beautiful daughters, and being able to work with somebody like Supersonic Chronic, and now work with you, and there's a woman I like, Nikki, that she again aces. Like, women just are super awesome, and so I can imagine the greatness that Natalie must have also inside. To be a mom, when you start listing all that stuff out there, because there is no harder job in the world than being a mom, man.
No,
I
think there's like 6 kids total. She has teenage daughters who have autism.
wow.
So if you can tackle twins with autism, you can tackle the state of
That.
I mean, just saying.
And so you have my full support, Natalie Bruno. Like, come on this show. We also do
Yes.
Grind Your Dot Live.
Yes.
We've got a bunch of events that come up that we can get you in there to say hello to.
I'm her events coordinator. We got this.
You're a smart lady. Yeah.
She is.
And that's the I can't even that is so super awesome, because I think that we really have the ability to make this a libertarian state, because it is.
And make the conservatives happy.
Yeah, well, they're really libertarians.
They are. But, I mean, it's a scary change for a lot of them. But if it was just that way at the top, they would be happy still.
Right. We're past conservatism.
Right, we are.
That's the
It's
we're
2021.
liberty.
50 years of the Libertarian Party this year.
Yeah, it's time for more and more people that feel the same way we do.
Yes.
That it's individual rights. It was interesting with right here on Tokelahoma. We were talking about the industry, the cannabis industry, and in the cannabis industry, there's a lot of different tiers of people and different businesses, legislators, and our both agreement, and we're not in the same vein of the industry, is the most important thing in the industry is the individual rights.
Yes.
Like,
everything.
Right.
Yes.
That is.
All your freedoms all the time.
All.
Yes.
There you go. We're rocking it here on Libertarian 101.5.
Yes. And me and Will are actually going to do a Constitution class, like a Constitution 101. I'm sure Natalie's probably going to be there and sponsor it. So look forward to that.
That's super. The great thing about principles is it brings true personalities out. People that don't have agendas, that don't have to be fake in front of you. They're the real people that you see at the camera.
Your neighbors.
Your
neighbors.
People like Natalie Bruno, people like Spike Cohen.
Oh, Spike.
That he's the
He's
same
amazing.
person as he is
Everywhere.
in front as he is behind the camera.
Right.
So that's the genuine. All your freedoms, all your time. How does that say that?
All your freedoms all the time.
All
Yes.
So yeah, that's super great. We've got a bunch of legislation.
Yes,
and
and
all
so
that
my
kind of
buddy
stuff
Joe Lewis
going.
is also going. He's a Democrat, but he's going up for District 88. So.
Well, we need to infiltrate. It's actually going to be that one.
Vote Joe Lewis.
We need to get in where we can fit in, and so if it takes that at this point, Marine,
and he was in the Army. He wants to do educational reform, police reform, and veteran outreach. So.
And he's right here in the city, which the police
Born
reform
and raised.
is. And again, cannabis bringing in the reform out there, like it's quieter out there. It's a gentler, it's a gentler environment with the.
Which it should have been all along.
Absolutely, because the illegality just creates its own marketplace. You're not going to stop the individual from obtaining what he wants. Like Larry's jar of joints right here. Find me at Relax Park tonight. We're having a good time in the Canicon things. Tonight, that are going on down there, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, the cannabis bringing in a much kinder and gentler feeling of let's work together. Let's you don't have to worry about your freedoms.
I think of the big part of the cannabis industry understand that now, and so they can utilize that in different areas.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it's come down to. As you can see, the commerce in the area. He's telling us that it's about time to go to one of your local dispensaries and go shop there. Go check it out. The one that's closest with the best deals. That's probably I like going into the different ethnicities of if you go around town and check out different dispensaries, you'll find an amazing array of different cultures and things like that. So that's what I really like about it. My favorite dispensary is the next one that I discovered.
Okay.
And that's
that.
where it is.
I like it.
I think we'll go do that now.
Really? Yeah,
All right.
Empire Genetics is an advanced research program set forth under the 2018 Oklahoma Industrial Hemp Pilot Program, overseen by Northwestern Oklahoma State University. A lot of farmers reach out to us. They've heard about what we're doing and are interested and want to know what they've had growing on their land since they were kids. Oklahoma is very diverse in its weather system, and so these plants have adapted over the last several hundred years to withstand that. A lot of it was brought here by the U.S. Department of the Interior back as part of Hemp for Victory. Hemp for Victory was brought about with the loom of the coming World War. We knew that we were going to have to produce a very large amount of hemp to rig the ships for their sailing, for their ropes, for their anchors, also clothing, sailors' hats, our flags, everything was made from hemp. Marijuana wasn't made illegal until 1969. The USCSA classed marijuana in with other dangerous narcotics such as heroin, cocaine, and methamphetamines. The campaign to slander cannabis began back in the 20s, mainly with William Randolph Hearst and the paper mills. Then that transgressed into big oil later in the 30s and 40s, really gained steam. By late 1937, the Congress passed the Marijuana Tax Act, which grouped industrial hemp in with marijuana. After that, they gave the differentiated names, hemp, marijuana. While farmers were still allowed to grow, taxes were raised so heavily that it made it difficult, especially for lower income farmers. In 1940, when Hemp for Victory came to Oklahoma, they actually used Oklahoma as a test plot. Several genetics were shipped in from all around the world to see what would grow best on American soil, since Oklahoma has such a diverse climate. And it's very hard to find a lot of documentation on that. We know there was a lot of places, obviously, that were involved, or we wouldn't be finding cannabis in every county in Oklahoma. Empire Genetics, sowing the seeds of the past to grow a better future for everyone. Visit us at hempiregenetics.com or on our social media pages at Empire Genetics.
Look back online, this ain't GTA. I need to know what's the ETA. I had to hustle, I don't know no easy way.
this is Tracy, and we're back.
And we are excited to be back here at the inaugural team, Tokelahoma,
Yes.
going down right here. Moto on the ones and twos, Tracy, Diana, me, Larry Reed, the man on me. And we're going to cover some of the events. There's a million events going on here
Yes.
with, again, cannabis bringing commerce into the area there. Right now, as we speak, the CannaCon is raging down there at the new convention center, which is probably the biggest convention that's been there.
Awesome.
Cannabis convention
Yeah.
there. I hope y'all are hot boxing that
That
new
place.
convention out there. I'll be
Yeah.
over there a little bit later this afternoon doing some stuff there. And so we've got some other events also going on over there. Green Grow Expo. Tell us a little about Green
So
Grow.
Green Grow, so the media company that produces the show is going to do media there. So that's awesome. And they asked me to do Tokelahoma Live with them. And what I'm most excited about is Sunday the 27th, I get to talk to the crowd about PTSD, and because it's PTSD Awareness Day. So
That's
that's what that's neat.
near and dear to Tracy's heart. And that PTSD is serious
Yeah.
stuff. You can't really put a thermometer in you and tell you, or squeeze your arm and say your pressure's this way or that way.
But cannabis makes it feel a lot better.
It certainly does, and certainly in all of our trials and tribulations, we all get a little bit piece of that, right, to some degree or another. So we're grateful to have that. That's what Sunday's going to be out there. Friday, I believe, is celebration of the anniversary of 788.
Yes.
Going past there, 3 years.
Yes.
3 fun-filled
Anniversary?
years. That's it, of everybody getting warm and snuggly with each other over those 3 years. If
Stay
you
getting the
haven't,
money.
I just like having the freedom, to roll
I
down
do
the
too.
street with 3 ounces in my pocket.
Yeah.
You know,
You deserve it.
absolutely.
You
I
deserve all your
deserve it. It should
freedoms
be
all
our
the time.
freedoms all the time. Right there, Libertarian Party. And then the second day is pretty interesting with Chef Tony, highlighting a day of food and how Ethnogen, I believe I'm saying it properly, maybe not. There's a cacao ceremony. There's some other kind of herbal type stuff, because they're really taking the focus from being an alchemy type medicine to the natural herbal side of it.
We actually have a meeting Friday to work on a petition to get that decriminalized. Do that with the help of the Libertarian Party.
All your freedoms all the time.
Yeah, we're meeting that with Jay from the Green Road.
There you go. It's a
Team effort.
it's a team effort. And so where do you see that going as a libertarian? Are we going to be able to go into a dispensary and buy them, or how do you?
We
how do you-
see Norman as our first area of target, and I think the dispensaries may be their own, or if they want to carry it. I don't know. We haven't got that far yet. I'm not more on the policy side. So
Let's
you tell
not putting
me.
people in the jail
Yeah, exactly.
for doing things like that.
Or
But
make them feel better.
right, opens up the can of worms, a little bit more research. And in the medical side of it, there's a lot of proponents that are saying, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, it's help unlock some of that,
Natural
Yeah.
stuff.
some of that chiropractor. I'm hitting the chiropractor
Oh yeah.
because I didn't want to go see some knife doctor or anything like that.
Oh, you need surgery.
Yeah,
What? No.
so a few little, and that's kind of what the psilocybin will do for your brain. It'll give you a little chiropractic for the brain,
Yeah.
twist you up a little bit like that, and help you let free flow, that kind of stuff. And then, so Green Grow, that's a beautiful 3 days. If you need to go get your tickets, go to greengrowfest.com. Tracy's going to hold up that card right there on her camera over there that Brodo's going right to. Like
There
a
it is.
beast.
Oh,
There you go. If you hold your camera right up to the thing there, you can run that QR there and it'll pop it right over there. One-stop shop. Check it out. It's EDM night. There's really a lot of great music and all that kind of
I
stuff
love that
going
kind of
on.
music. Because I'm from Detroit, and that's where.
There you
Yeah.
go. Well, so there we go. So then we've got another event that's going to take place July 9th, 10th, and 11th, which is Chronic Palooza at the Lake with Chronic Riders Tour. It's Chronic Docs doing a giant patient drive out at Meeker. Even though I'm not supposed to say Freaker and Meeker, I just can't resist.
It's beautiful out there.
It's gorgeous out there. It's a great day for music and togetherness, and the lake is gorgeous. It's 5 miles of shoreline all the way around. Then you can kayak, water ski, go fishing.
Dodgeball.
Well, man, dodgeball in the lake's going to be kind of tough. But
Oh, never doing dodgeball.
not in the lake.
Oh.
At the lake.
Yeah, at the lake. I just want to throw a ball at some people.
But
I
it's
guess.
small people. I believe there's going to be a team setting, a round robin type tournament with the dodgeball and perhaps some softball. There's 2 beautiful diamonds, like professional ball field diamonds that are out there. There's actually 3, but you'll be delighted to have. I don't know if I'm supposed to say it or not, so I'm not going to say it. But there's a surprise on that 3rd diamond that
I like surprises.
you are not going to believe.
Worth it.
Supersonic Chronic's got it planned for you July 9th, 10th, and 11th. Get your tickets, ticket store, and follow Chronic Blues on
Yes.
Instafo Shizzle, Facebook, all that stuff. We got Canada July 31st. Maybe we'll get somebody. You fight it all, Tracy? You good? I would put you in there. Somehow I got a feeling you got oh hell yes. That's
I got the muscle. More of a lover though.
All right. Well, if you got a beef with somebody in the industry, you can call them out and go.
I know.
We line you all up there. How about like can we find like a Democrat that might get in there against or somebody like that? That's the.
Maybe a Republican.
Republican. All right. Any women Republicans interested?
Wait.
July 31st. Be there. Be square. It's going to be great. Go down to Farmers Market. And then I forgot to say something that's really great that's happening is July 17th. Walk for Cannabis Awareness. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so it's their inaugural walk, and it's just a bunch of people coming out and doing donations only and volunteering and doing a walk at Relax Park to make people aware, just like breast cancer awareness. Let's do cannabis awareness. Let's tell the people, hey, they're raising money for epilepsy, PTSD, and I can't remember the third one. But I rented a booth out there. I'm gonna be out there because I support them, because I want to get the message at the lowest level. $5, you get a T-shirt, and so you get to donate $5 to a great cause, charity.
$5 tees right there. I mean, anybody needs $5 and needs to walk wants a tee. Hit me up. I got a couple extra bucks. I'd love to donate a little bit more to a cause like this. I'm definitely going to be out there July 17th. We're going to start at Relax Park, right? Or
09.
Or do we start at the Ferris wheel? I thought maybe we started at the Ferris wheel. And we walk to Relax Park? That's the way it goes.
Yes.
That's
I just like Relax Park, okay?
It's a great place. We love Relax Park. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to walk from the Ferris wheel over to Relax Park, and then we're going to celebrate cannabis and pick up a lot of people along the way. So definitely check that out there.
Summer's busy.
The summer's very busy. Definitely stay tuned to Tokelahoma and all that kind of stuff. Tracy, I'm getting the nods that we're supposed to be out of here.
All right.
Where do you go?
All right. Well, we'll see you next week.
My read man on weed. Chase Diane, Tokelahoma.